Inheritance is one of the three principles of object-oriented programming. Essentially, it states that if a parent class defines a method, then the child class does not have to define that method. It can just borrow it from the parent class. In Java, you can only extend from one class, so that means one parent can have many children, but each child can only have one parent. And the big purpose of inheritance in an object-oriented programming language like Java is that it keeps things dry. You only have to declare a method once and perhaps a attribute once, even if you want to use it in different situations, for instance like using two different classes. So my simple example that I have here is that we've got this simple class called a phone. And this phone has one method on it. It's able to dial someone, and it simply just says dialing right now as the action of the dial method. But perhaps we want to create a cell phone. What would a cell phone class look like? Well, certainly we'd need the capability to call, so we'd need the dial method. However, we would also need the ability to send text messages. And now, sending text messages wouldn't be appropriate for a normal phone, so we need two different classes. In fact, we need to use inheritance to gain the functionality that we need. So if we take a look at the cell phone class, we can see that it extends phone, which means cell phone is the child class of phone. And now send text message is added to cell phone. So in addition to having the method send text message, cell phone also has the method dial. And in fact, it's using this same method that's defined in phone. Let's go ahead and run it so you can see. Okay, great. Here you'll notice that the first phone instantiates itself and dials dominoes. And down here you'll notice the cell phone instantiates itself, and in addition to making a phone call, it's also able to send a text message saying, "What are you up to tonight?" Now, one interesting fact is that notice the logging from the constructor. The constructor gets called whenever the method gets created. So you'll notice that first it says, "Hey, I'm a phone," and then it says, "and then I'm a cell phone." So in fact, what Java is doing is it is implicitly calling the phone constructor from the cell phone constructor, which means right here it is implicitly calling phone. And so this is just a further example that the child classes are actually going to use the parent class's constructors.